Alrighty, so I haven't done a sort of like account tour in a while. Not that I'm really trying to do an account tour. We'll make this one like kind of short and sweet. But I have been participating in Top 100 this week, and it's sort of given me the motivation to sort of work on my account a little bit because obviously, you do get boosts and buffs. Depending on how good your box is. I was at earlier today. I was at 8.6, or maybe it was earlier this week. I was at 8.6 mil box CC, and I have pushed myself up to 9.1. I wanted to at least hit 9, but basically, I made a video about this not too long ago. I started working on my box CC a little bit, and it was just kind of something that I've really been putting off, not really wanting to do, because it's really boring, it's really tedious, it's really time consuming, and it's just something that's not necessarily fun to do in the game. But unfortunately, if you really want to take your account seriously and everything, and get the maximum amount of boosts that you can get, you kind of have to do that thing. So boosting my box CC has been all about equipment for now. I'm sure there are other things that I could do, and I'm still not completely finished with the equipment, as far as like I can still upgrade stuff. I am at the point to where I'm basically just upgrading the bottom two pieces of the random sets that I have at this point. But as you can see, unless the character legitimately has like a set already built that's crit defense or attack crit, or a special set for that specific character, you'll notice that all of them are pretty much HP defense, because obviously that's the ones that give the best CC. I do not have a set on Elizabeth, and I do not have a set on Blue Frowdrin either, because that is kind of their gear set. You don't want them to have gear. I've already got them to level 60, unfortunately. I really wish that I would have left them, down lower than that, but those were two characters that I wanted everybody in the box to be UR. I wanted everybody to be maximum, at least maximum awakened and level 60 at the time, and I highly regret that, because even a level 60 character can take a halfway decent AoE most of the time without dying completely. So a little bit unfortunate there. You can't actually use those characters to their fullest potential whenever they're, like that. I mean, which I have seen people boost those characters up to level 100 and use them, and it's really bizarre. So, I don't know. Maybe I might do that at some point, since I've already kind of ruined the insta-kill sort of setup for them. But yeah, I have been working on HP defense sets for everybody today. They are all pretty much, rare gear, like rare, just rare. It's just HP defense in the middle, and then HP again, and then all of the characters I've just kind of gone through. If they didn't already have a set on, I have shoved HP defense on these characters. Towards the top, though, I have actually started working on, I think I'm down to, I may be missing like one character, but I'm down to Festival Merlin at this point. If the character has a rare or, weird amalgamation gear set on that is HP defense, I am upgrading the bottom pieces. I'm kind of just giving it a little bit of time. I have it set on 2% rolls, and I might be wasting a lot of money doing that, to be honest, because I'm sure you could just do HP rolls in general, take whatever you get, save a little bit of money there. I'm not actually trying to get these as perfect rolls either. I've been re-rolling these a little bit if they're really low, and just trying to get it, I don't know, halfway decent. But that might be a huge waste of money, but even then it's not going to hurt me. It's just going to give me I guess more CC for the time being. But it's a process, it really is. So I've been going through upgrading all of the rare pieces, because you use gold for those. I was sitting at, I think, 250 million gold before I was messing around with this week, and now I'm at 115. So that's fine. I normally end up sitting around 100 mil either way. Normally, I just had an excess of money. I figured that I would take it a little bit more seriously this week and started building a whole lot more gear. So I am now at 9.1 million. Definitely planning on trying to get even further. I would love to hit 10 million box CC. I'm really interested to see how big the 13 to 14% jump is. Like a 1% increase doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm interested to see how much it will actually affect like my just default CCs on my teams and stuff like that. So definitely wanting to see that. Obviously, I have no interest in hitting 12 million at the moment because that is way too far away to even consider. That's 3 million box CC I would have to make up. And, you know, I'm only 64% of the way through Constellation of Sloth at the moment. So I've been noticing that as I've been playing top 100, a lot of people are actually using the title that comes along with Constellation of Sloth. So whenever you go up against people or whatever, like mine is currently tournament champion, but you get you know, titles depending on what constellation you've finished. I'm not sure where all of those are. Yeah, this is Lust, Greed, Envy, and then I'm sure Sloth is in here somewhere. I'm not sure. Yeah, Sloth is at the bottom. It's only a rare, surprisingly, but noticed a couple of people with those, so I know that they're actually pretty decent players who have been putting a lot of maybe time and a lot of money into their accounts. I think I'm doing okay for the amount of money that I spend on the game. I really don't spend as much as some of the other people do. Like, I definitely buy outfits and stuff like that for new characters. Not always, like, I'm not always buying all of the outfits or anything. And I only necessarily go for, like, one copy of characters. So I'm not huge whaling like other people seem to, which is fair. I mean, do whatever you want. You know, my ultimate levels are definitely lacking in some departments. But I overall think that I'm pretty happy with how my account is looking so far. Obviously, some of the festival characters I would love to have a little bit more, you know, ult levels on. Like Deanne is on the next banner, so hopefully I can pull some extra copies of her. Would love some extra copies of Festival Gother. I think Small Merlin is in the banner as well, and I don't have her completely 6-6'd either. So, I mean, if I get her, I guess I'll feed the dupe, but... I don't know, that's only going to get me GP, and it's very minimal GP at that, but, you know, every little bit helps, I guess. Other than the box, which there's still a lot of characters that are like level 60 or, you know, just low leveled or whatever. I've been trying to go through anytime I have like an excess of Super Awakening coins and trying to Super Awaken some of the characters, at least up until the point to where I'm not losing, you know, Super Awakening on the the ultimate level, because, you know, obviously, like with this Demon Meliodas, I would get to level 4 and then it would start charging me a little bit more because I don't have those extra 2 ult levels. So if it's characters that I haven't already invested into Super Awakening wise and just don't use a whole lot, I'm just giving them the bare minimum on Super Awakening, and even then I'm trying not to overextend that because I would like to make sure that I have, you know, resources for when new characters come out, of course. Other than that, I don't know. It's definitely a grind at the moment. I don't know if you guys want to look. I'm always interested to see people's inventories whenever I see account showcases and stuff like that. I'm not really sure why that intrigues me, but if you guys want to see what kind of materials I'm sitting on, I guess you can. I try to make sure that I have a decent amount of these, if possible, for whenever the King Exchange events come around. I'm sitting on Holy Relic materials at the moment. Because I'm wanting to see what the new demon relics are and how good they are before I spend these obnoxiously hard materials to get on a relic that I'm going to regret having. So, you know, making sure that I make the right choice there is something that I think is important. Normally I would have enough to build an entire relic just on hand in case a new one comes out or whatever, but with the bird being as easy as it is for me, I don't tend to really care. Like, I'm sitting at 9 right now, and I have a ton of the like the Magnificence of Valhalla. I'm sure there's people who have way more than that, but I feel like that's a pretty good amount. That's enough to make like 3 or 4 relics worth, depending on what rarity the character is. Sitting on enough for a deer relic, which means I'll probably make Jormungand's when it comes out, because she's going to be getting a relic in the new update. It looks like I'll have to grind out 3 more of these, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Sitting on a decent amount of cosmetic upgrades at the moment. I feel like 3 stacks is normally where I end up kind of sitting around. For some reason, weapon pieces, I always end up either getting more of those or just I'm not spending as many of them, I guess, for some reason. Probably because demons don't get 5th weapons, but either way. I try to make sure that I sit on enough of the OG Demon Flames, OG Demon's Energies, so that way I can at least you are, level 100 a character as soon as they drop, because newer characters tend to get that kind of treatment. There's definitely characters in my box that I would love to have level 100, but I just don't use them. Like, people ask me every once in a while, like, why don't I, if I'm running Bird or running Deer or whatever, why don't I have Jormungand or Magelda at level 100? And it's just because they kind of do their job. They don't hinder me in any way being at level 90, so I don't feel the need to waste the materials on them. At some point, I would love to have those characters level 100, but those game modes have damage caps regardless, and more often than not, they're not taking a whole lot of extra damage. It's just in my mind, it's a waste of materials at the moment, and I definitely get burnt out running demons over and over again, so not something I just want to just waste and throw around all willy-nilly, I guess. I end up sitting on a lot of regular demon materials, and I would love to get other characters. Like, I would love to get all of the 60 characters in my box to level 70, so that way I can stop having to worry about, having these excess demon horns in my inventory. But also the fact that they added level 100 means that there's now a shortage of SSR pendants, so I have to be very stingy with my SSR pendants. Every chance that I get, normally I would have already consolidated some of these rare and SR pendants up one, so that way I would have a little bit more SSRs. Try to sit on a decent stack of books if I can. XP potions are also something that I've become a little bit more aware of, because just the jump from 90 to 100 is a lot worse than the rest of the levels, so I have to make sure that I have enough potions for when new characters drops. Actually kind of low on anvils right now. This is only like 600 and something anvils, 658, so I don't know. I normally end up hoarding them for a while. I end up getting like 1,000 or maybe even 2,000 sometimes before I really go in, unless I'm just in dire need of a gear set like right then and there. I use hammers quite a bit, and because I've been using Gear Gacha a lot today to get the rare gear and stuff like that I've needed for my box, I have been blowing through some anvils today. Already back up to 14, so that's great. I have enough engraving stones for 2 sets, which is good because I'm planning on making the new Merlin her own gear set, and then I would love to, give a random character a gear set. I've been thinking about giving Zaratros one, because Zaratros is a character that I use a lot for Belmoth and everything, but he's not important enough to where I've felt the need to give him a gear set. So hopefully at some point I'll get around to giving him a UR gear set. But I don't know. I'm kind of stingy with those two, because as soon as new characters drop, I'd like to make sure that they have at least a UR gear set or whatever for me to, give them the treatment that they deserve as a new character. If they're not already a character that I have a UR gear set for, if you understand. So if they release a lot of characters in a row who already have sets, I don't have to worry about using those as much. My stones are really messy right now as well, because I've been using Gear Gacha a lot and having to upgrade some of those rare pieces. And like just messing around with those. I've been using a lot of these 3-star stones, so I don't necessarily want to get rid of those right now. And I can probably consolidate a lot of these 2-star ones and everything, and even the 4-star ones probably. I'll probably just push those up into 5 stars, just because I probably will end up using those more often, and then I can consolidate them even further by having extra 6-star ones sitting around for whenever I make UR gear, so that'll be really nice. I don't know. I'm really glad that they made these a 999 stack, but I've been blowing through a lot of these lately. I normally don't sit on too many of those, but just upgrading gear and stuff today has been a hassle. As you notice, I'm only at 300 item storage. I can go all the way up to 500, and I know that there's a lot of people who do have their storage completely maxed out, but unless they just keep adding a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to have to sit in my inventory, I've never really felt the need to waste gems on item storage. I feel like I can do a pretty good job of consolidating things and keeping my inventory pretty clean for the most part. Like I go through here a lot and I get rid of excess, if I have more than a stack of ingredients, like those grapes, it doesn't look like I have one more of those. I don't know, anything like that I'll end up getting rid of. If it's already cooked food, I normally try to keep it and use it. This is lifesteal food that I'm probably never going to end up getting around to using, so if I'm being honest, I can get rid of a stack of that. It's not going to hurt me in any way. And then the one-use stuff, I try to keep that stuff as like slimmed down as possible. So like those really dumb chests that you get that give you awakening materials, I try to open those and just either sell the materials or make them into the stars as much as possible, so I don't have to sit on those as inventory space, which is really nice. Card packs and stuff like that, I try to open those as much as I possibly can, so they're not just sitting around. Miscellaneous stuff, at the moment, you still have to sell these at merchants if you want to get the extra gold for them, but that's actually changing it in the next update, so I'll probably start selling or treasure chests in general in my inventory more often. And then yeah, I feel like these are like one of the most useless thing in the game. Like I never get to use these, so I don't know if I'm missing something there, but I sit on these for whatever reason and they go nowhere. But yeah, even my equipment storage is pretty low. I could go up to 200 for that, but it's only at 145, and I may end up having to expand this at some point because, you know, I sit on a decent amount of gear here and there, but it is what it is. I'm at 15 out of 145, even though I have a ton of UR gear. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like my inventory is actually pretty good for the account that I have. Like, I feel like a lot of people would have already just upgraded their inventory by now, but either way, that's me. That's the account. I don't know, weird video, but I haven't done like an account like overlook in a while, and I thought that getting to 9 mil was kind of a cool sort of milestone, so I figured I'd kind of update you guys, let you know what I'm kind of doing and working on and messing around with, and I don't know if maybe it'll give you guys motivation to work on your account too, because I know that forever I've been very lazy and I've just been kind of coasting and enjoying not working on my account as much and just kind of sitting back and doing my thing. But you know, it's nice to get up the motivation every once in a while to take on like a big task like this, to sort of work on box CC, because it's a big undertaking, and it's kind of annoying. So either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if you have not already, and I don't know, if you have any tips for me or anything like that, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. If you made it all the way to the end, feel free to give me a like, because obviously you made it here. Why not? But that's it for me. See you guys later.